The dispatchers in our world is really the first responders, and we try to build as much decision support into our solution for them as possible. It's shaving off that minute of response time where 4 minutes is the critical level. So that's what we're using those location technologies for, is really to help the dispatchers get the unit going towards the incident really fast. Within the EMS industry, there really was not a lot of decision support, not a lot of automation, not a lot of good data in general. What we saw was that improvement we could make by automating that, automatically calculating the routes for the ambulances, suggesting the right unit to send to the responses and so on. What we see in emergency services is that there's a lot of focus on getting the ambulance to a heart attack really fast for patient survivability, which makes total sense. The problem is that a lot of those ambulances are tied up by patient transportation, non-urgent patients that need to be transported between hospitals and so on, and they're not available for an emergency call. So we could use our planning engine, you could say, for the distribution of goods to actually optimize the non-emergency transports, freeing up ambulances to improve response times. So that's how it started out. It was a computer-aided dispatch solution for the dispatchers. It has evolved a lot since then, with a lot of focus also on getting an ambulance to you fast if you have an incident. In addition to that, it's really evolved into being more than just a computer-aided dispatch solution. It's more, we call it intelligent decision support now, because it services fire, EMS, that's traditional CAD or computer-aided dispatch. Location technology is extremely important to us within dispatch. Not only do we need to find the patient when they call, or find whoever has an incident, and we have to do that really fast, relying on several data sources and open APIs to do that. We also have to always know the distance or the travel time for any unit to go respond to that incident at any given time. So we use location technology for that as well. It's just not good enough for us to look up a route online and that's approximately what it's going to take. It's important to us if it's 20, 30 seconds more or less. So it has to be very accurate. This also means we use this to calculate how far every unit can go within, let's say, 10 minutes. So we can see what demand for new incidents, what geography they're covering, and we can send them to areas that are not covered enough. On top of that, we use AI to predict where the next call is going to happen. In order to do that, we have to have very accurate location data, both on historical calls, but also as we simulate where the next calls will be based on trends in data. And all of that is based on location, location, and location. One of the main benefits from using location data within our solution is that we can automate dispatch. So instead of having a dispatcher looking at a map and spending a minute finding out which unit to send, we can send it within 3 milliseconds. So you save that minute. That means you still have a dispatcher that you would like to approve your recommendation or approve what you've sent, so you can cancel it and make something different if the situation warrants it. For Logis, it's really important that we utilize the data that we have. It's one of the things that can set us apart in the marketplace, that we are able to harness the data that we collect, and we're able to use that for predictive analysis, for decision support in our solution. At the core of all the data that we use is locations. So it's the basis for everything we do. I don't think there's any data that we use that is not based on location data, really. It might be enriched with some medical information, it might be enriched with some chief complaints on what type of call it was, but the foundation of what we do is where it happened, how long it took. So I think that's our data strategy, is to harness all of that and use the location data and the enriched data on top of it to make decisions for the future.